Right now I'm going to show you how to put an invisible zipper in without any special feet on your sewing machine. This is going to be an instruction on a pillow, but you could apply this to replacing zippers on skirts and dresses and such. For the pillow, I'm going to create a seam on each side. This will be the lines that we'll be following to put the zipper in. As you will note, I'll show you, this zipper is a little longer than what I need. This is an awkward sized pillow. So it's a little bit longer, but that's okay. I will show you how to shorten the zipper and fit in the space perfectly. I'm unzipping my zipper, and it's going to be face down. The zipper pull is facing the fabric. Right where my seam is where I'm going to put the stay spot on there, and I'm going to sew it in. See, line it up with a selvage. And let's get this rolling. I'm just going to stay stitch this for now, the first seam I make. Sew it all the way to the end, and bring it to the end of the seam. This time, most people use invisible zipper feet. It's really not necessary. You don't have to do all that ironing. You don't have to do all that stuff to make this work right. So what I do is I roll the teeth of the zipper in as far as I can. There is a line here, right along here. You could see that little line where it's different looking than here. It's a different type of weave right here. You roll that zipper and you get in as close as you can. You see, I've rolled the zipper out as far as I can, and there's this line right here, and that is precisely where you will put your seam. A little bit too closer, you won't be able to zip your zipper. Too far out, the zipper will show too much. I'm using white thread so you can see where I'm going. I'm trying to keep it right on that line, all the way down. You may kind of have to hunker low to be able to see that line. Now the next point is I'm going to zip the zipper up so we can see if it's something or nothing. You know, invisible zippers should be pulled slowly. They have a tendency to get gobbed up on the fabric, and you just have to be careful with them. They snag real easy. So that looks pretty darn good. I think we'll go ahead and do the other side. All right, so I zipped it up, I flipped it over, and now I'm pinning this, and I'm going to zipper edge to fabric selvage there. Pin this all the way down. I'm going to stay stitch it again to prepare myself to get that zipper in there the way it's supposed to be. And this side's a little bit wackier. It's not quite as easy. It takes a little bit of more determination to get through it. And so let's sew this, stay stitch it, just like we did the first side. So the zipper pull is pretty high up into the stitching, and so I have to push that through, flip it over, and get that out of there. And sometimes it's tricky. That's why we're showing you. And so you have to kind of pull it out of there without pulling your seam out. So now I'm unzipping it so I could make that really tight. You can see the difference. That's stay stitching, and that's the seam where we went right by that line by the zipper. We'll show you that next. Here we go again. We're getting this second side of the zipper. This pull will be in the way. You'll come back as far as you can inside that foot. Get yourself all lined up with that line. Get it as close as you can, just like we did the other side. Watch that line. Keep it close. Be sure and roll that zipper back so you can see what the heck you're doing. Come down to the end. Back stitch, and there you go. So you can see that second seam wasn't as close as it could have been. You have to be patient, just keep going closer and closer in. So I'm going to just run another seam on that so it's more of an invisible zipper. So it's very good to be patient and be prepared for your redo. It's really hard for me to talk and sew at the same time, to be honest. But here we go, we're kind of cleaning up that line. I've re-zipped it. You can see how it's re-zipped, and you know, you could pull it apart a little bit and you could see the lines just are working quite nicely. So I've got a needle and thread with a double thread, and I'm going to whip stitch this closed so I can cut the zipper to length. Stay stitch at the bottom where this machine stitching was, and then I'm going to come up about 1/2 inch, and I'm going to really grab a hold of a little bit of that fabric underneath to keep the zipper from pulling all the way down. Invisible zippers are very sensitive. You have to be slow and kind and careful. So there we go. We're going to flip this over and we're going to look at what it does. Oops, let me cut this real quick. So I'm going to zip the zipper to see if it moves smoothly, and yes, it does. When you're working on a skirt or a dress, and when you come to the top of the fabric, you know, you'll not have this seam, but you'll do exactly the same thing. And there may be a curve in the skirt or something, but you just work around that curve. Just if you follow these instructions, it's real simple, and be patient. It's a great little pillow, and they're very easy to do. You don't have to have any special equipment. Oh, yes, you do. Patience. Anyway, this is going to go in my chair, and it makes for a great little pillow.